You open your eyes on December 1st, 1949 in rural Rio Negro, Colombia. Life isn't exactly luxury. Your father is a poor farmer and your mother a school teacher. You're one of 7 kids in a modest home, but you're not planning to stay modest for long. Fast forward to your teenage years in the streets of Medellín suburbs and you're already plotting your way out of poverty. Why study hard or work an honest job when you can hustle? By the time you're a teenager, you've started your career in crime with enterprising zeal. Need a high school diploma but too lazy to study? No problem. You're selling fake diplomas to local students. Homework got you down? You even dabble in forging report cards. Next, you move on to smuggling contraband like stereo equipment, basically a teenage electronics dealer on the black market. And when that's not enough, you take a dark turn stealing tombstones from graveyards, scraping off the names, and reselling them for a tidy profit. Of course, petty theft and fraud are just your criminal kindergarten. You graduate to Grand Theft Auto, stealing cars for cash. In 1974, at age 24, this finally lands you in police custody. Your first arrest on the record. Do a night in jail and a mugshot scare you straight? Not a chance. If anything, it teaches you that you can schmooze or bribe your way out. As soon as you're out, you dive right back into the hustle. Eyes on a bigger prize, cocaine. The demand is exploding, especially in the United States, and your country happens to sit next door to Peru and Bolivia's coca fields. You pivot from small-time crook to aspiring drug trafficker. You start smuggling cocaine as a relatively small fish in a growing illicit industry. But you're not going to stay small for long. You take a bold step. You join forces with a few other up-and-coming smugglers, notably the Ochoa brothers Juan, Jorge, and Fabio. Together, you found an organization that will soon be known worldwide as the Medellín Cartel. It's the start of your empire. You as the boss, the Ochoas and others as your partners in crime. By the end of the 1970s, you're well on your way to becoming the cocaine king of Colombia. Welcome to the 1980s. You're now the undisputed king of cocaine. In just a few years, the Medellín Cartel has skyrocketed from a ragtag smuggling group to a multi-billion-dollar enterprise under your leadership. At your peak, you and your partners are supplying an estimated 80% of the world's cocaine, a mind-boggling monopoly. The cash is gushing in faster than you can launder it. At one point, your cartel is earning about $420 million a week in drug profits. Forbes magazine even lists you as the 7th richest person on the planet. You have literally more cash than you know what to do with. Banks won't take your dirty money, so you resort to stuffing wads of dollars in warehouses, safe houses, even buried in fields. Entire estates are littered with your hidden cash. You lose track of where millions are buried. Rats chew through stacks of bills in storage, and fungi eat away at the damp bundles. According to your accountant, you write off 10% of your cash holdings each year, about $2 billion, simply lost to spoilage and hungry rats. By the early 1980s, you're more than just a drug lord. You're a folk hero to many in Medellín. In the city's slums, you adopt a Robin Hood persona, pouring drug money into housing, schools, hospitals, and soccer fields. Entire neighborhoods rise thanks to your charity. Kids play on teams you sponsor, and families live in homes you help build. This buys you loyalty and protection. Locals call you Don Pablo and El Patron with affection. They know you're a criminal, but you're their criminal. The media even nicknames you the Robin Hood of Medellín, and you embrace it. It's good for business. Then you aim higher. In 1982, riding your public popularity, you enter politics. Through backroom deals, you're elected as an alternate congressman in Colombia's Congress. A stunning leap for a narco kingpin. In Bogota, you wear sharp suits, shake hands with officials, and claim to be a humble cattle rancher and philanthropist. You dream of becoming president one day. For a moment, it almost seems possible. The king of cocaine, reinvented as a national leader. Not everyone buys your Robin Hood image. Behind the charity lies a brutal drug empire. By 1983, Colombia's justice minister, Rodrigo Lara Bonilla, publicly exposes you as a trafficker, ending your political career. You resign in disgrace. Months later, Lara is assassinated on your orders, a bloody warning to anyone who crosses you. From then on, the gloves come off. You declare war on the state. Judges, police, journalists, and rivals are assassinated. You're blamed for around 4,000 murders. In 1985, guerrillas stormed the Palace of Justice. Half the Supreme Court is killed. Rumors say you funded the attack to destroy extradition files. A former lover later confirms it. You fear U.S. prison above all, famously saying you'd rather have a grave in Colombia. By 1989, you're fighting the entire nation. Your hitmen kill presidential candidate Luis Carlos Galán in August. In November, your men bomb Avianca Flight 203, killing 110 civilians. Medellín becomes a war zone. Car bombs hit Bogota. You bomb the DAS secret police HQ. As the decade ends, you're the world's most wanted man, yet still protected by your sicarios and loyal neighborhood. By 1990, your empire is collapsing. The Colombian government, with U.S. support, hits the Medellín Cartel hard. Allies like the Ochoa brothers surrender, and your top men fall. Life on the run takes its toll. Your family moves constantly. Your daughter Manuela wonders why they can't stay in one place. A new threat emerges. Los Pepe, a ruthless death squad backed by your enemies and corrupt police. They kill your allies and bomb your assets, using your own tactics against you. Cornered, you propose a shocking deal. You'll surrender if guaranteed no extradition and allowed to self-imprison. Desperate to stop the bloodshed, the government agrees. On June 19th, 1991, you surrender, and the public cheer. Peace seems possible. Your prison, La Catedral, is a luxury fortress with a bar, soccer field, and phones to run your cartel. Guards are loyal to you, you host parties and live in comfort. But in 1992, you murder 2 men inside. The scandal forces the government to act. Plans are made to move you, but you escape through tunnels you built in advance. When soldiers arrive, you're gone. Your guards shrug. Colombia is back to square one. Pablo Escobar is free, and now more dangerous than ever. After your escape, the manhunt intensifies. The Colombian government forms the search block, aided by U.S. Delta Force and Navy SEALs. Los Pepes continue bombing your properties and killing your allies. Your empire collapses. Safe houses raided, accounts frozen, allies gone. You live like a ghost, always on the move. Still, you're a father. When your daughter Manuela gets pneumonia, you burn $2 million in cash to keep her warm. But your family can't stay with you. No country grants them asylum, and they remain under protection. Isolated, you risk brief phone calls to hear their voices. Those calls seal your fate. On December 2nd, 1993, one call is traced to a Medellín hideout. Special forces move in. You and your last bodyguard, El Limón, flee across the rooftop. El Limón is gunned down. Moments later, so are you. One bullet to the ear, another to the torso. You die at 44. Colombia breathes a sigh of relief. Some celebrate, others mourn. Your funeral draws thousands. The Medellín Cartel collapses soon after. Your legacy lives on. You rose from poverty to power, ruled with terror, and died as you live, on your own terms.